people, casting out the evil, speaking about the kingdom, giving you a preview, shooting down the eagle, cleaning up the fecal, putting out false doctrine, show you it's deceitful. You know we gon' feed you, but only Abba can keep you. So if you can't keep up, leave cause you free. But you know that we do, same thing that we do. California Hebrews, rounding up the sheep. You know where we are, burning that Crenshaw, giving you that word, giving you that law. We know you are chosen, but many are called. Look up in the mirror, tell me which one you are. Don't respond with your words, just respond with your heart. It responded for you, it said you received that mark. Yeah, you got the clothes, yeah, you got the cars, yeah, you gained the whole world. Tell me, what did it cost?
Cost you your life, cost you your soul if you don't pay attention. You put a price tag on your spirit, now you pay with interest. Time to get your life in order, none of that pagan business. Put down that blunt, pick up that book, let's see you face these scriptures. Cause it's a difference when you really in tune, when you surrounded by believers and the topic is truth. Open your heart, prodigal son, the Father stopping for you with open arms in the form of these California brills.
I've been with my people, casting out the evil, speaking about the kingdom, giving you a preview, shooting down the eagle, cleaning up the fecal, putting out false doctrine, show you it's deceitful. You know we gon' feed you, but only Abba can keep you. So if you leave cause you free to, but you know that we do, same thing that we do. California Hebrews, rounding up the sheep.
California love, California Hebrews, California Hebrews, California love, California Hebrews, California Hebrews. Shout out to my sisters, shout out to my ox, shout out to my Hebrews serving them Cali blocks. Gotta stay encouraged, keep that word coming, resist him and he flees. Keep the devil running, y'all. California love. Sing it, y'all. California Hebrews, California Hebrews, California Hebrews, California love, California Hebrews, California Hebrews.
Yeah. I put my head to the sky, praise the Most High, but it hurts inside to see my people falling. I put my head to the sky, and praise the Most High, but it hurts inside to see my people falling. I put my head to the sky and praise the Most High. But it hurts inside to see my people falling.
Seeking redemption, I look up to the heavens, asking Yahuwah to watch over my brethren. They flexing with weapons, had a heart of steel since our adolescence, but being about it never bought us protection. It only taught us them lessons that we would have to shed tears to see. What the scriptures say, well, much knowledge is grief. Now come and follow me, G, to a place that once never was bothered with beef. But nowadays, it get bothered by peace. That's my city to D. So full of potential and wasted talent. Rather kill each other than no habits.
Damn shame.
Babies being raised on phone screens and tablets. Another generation lost to this madness. Father, I can't stand it. I wish they y'all had eyes to see, but then they'd feel this pain like me. Feel this pain like me. I wish they y'all had eyes to see, but then they'd feel this pain like me. Father, help us.
I put my head to the sky and praise the Most High. But it hurts inside to see my people falling. I put my head to the sky and praise the Most High. But it hurts inside to see my people fall.
I wish I had 1,000 hands so I can help with the nation. Don't worry, Messiah coming, baby, just be patient. I know that it's hard to face it, a tough pill to swallow, but take that pill with that living water and open your Bible. Comfort comes from the Father if you just let him in. Tell him let go of these streets so we can be better men. Better men is what I want to hear from the masses. That gun and mask ain't gonna get you that trip to Calabasas. I got a hole in my soul for the downtrodden. Elohim protect my tree so it ain't found rotten. It's a dirty game that these oppressors play, convincing you that you the villain, but it's a better way. Watch what I say, you the start of the earth and the whole world needs you. What's a world without salt? They make the world feeble. Take back that power, look to the heavens, Yahuwah calling. With his arms outstretched when he see you falling.
I put my head to the sky and praise the Most High. But it hurts inside to see my people falling. I put my head to the sky and praise the Most High. But it hurts inside to see my people falling.
If I ain't got a dollar in my pocket or a slug to my name, my praise and my worship to Yah gon' always be the same. If I ain't got a dollar in my pocket or a slug to my name, my praise and my worship to Yah gon' always be the same. It's my Job story. It's my Job story. You ever felt like the king of the hill? Wasn't no coming down, pinky out, sipping on your whiskey, man, run my crown. But then it changed in the blink of an eye. Thinking about your past mistakes and all you thinking is why. Like, is it your greed? Is it your pride? Is it your insecurities you feel inside? Nightmares untold, those nightmares come true. It be the ones you lynched for, them same ones hung you. But I gave my bottom dollar to an oct to help his ends meet. But his actions said he ain't care if my kids eat. I'ma help me, cause I wanna be good. This got my engine ticking, and all I know is be hood. This be the pain that I go through, and the stains that I go through. I'm trying to be clean, rearrange what I go through. Failure's a part of growth, and I didn't think I'd meet him. I have stepped a couple times, but now I feel defeated. Energy is depleted, energy playing defense. How could this happen? They said they solid, look up, we beefing. My money in the semen, wifey talking about leaving. Brothers killing my character, but I still get up preaching. Grandma died, and I'm grieving. Cousin is trying to free me. Even though I'm hurting, I pick up the phone, I know they need me. Man, I pray and I pray and I pray, and I'm on my knees. It's like I know I'm alive, but don't feel like I'm breathing. Come on, Abba, I need you. Come on, Abba, I need you. Help me, Abba, I need you. I never turn my back on your worship. I can't cause you worth it. Yeah. If I ain't got a dollar in my pocket or a slug to my name, my praise and my worship to Yah gon' always be the same. If I ain't got a dollar in my pocket or a slug to my name, my praise and my worship to Yah gon' always be the same. It's my Job story. 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 It's my Job story.
sons of God. We're gonna take this city. We're gonna take the kingdom. We're gonna rule them hard. This is war! This is war! This is war!
I'm here for the win, well, to get it again. The Lord call it taking the kingdom, want what's mine. Taking my time, turning and taking your freedom. Risen from the ashes, after the lashes, call it a beautiful tragedy. We've been on the brink of insanity. It's the end of your days, our calamity. Adding in, grab a friend for the finale. Curtain call on a heathen. We want forever and a day. Why would the pastor lie? Say it's your season. Drop a bomb on them, Hiroshima. Drop a bomb on them cause they need it. Scrub it down, planet need a cleaning. Vagabond gone like I'm dreaming. I wanna see the king on the scene. I'm talking when freedom ring. What you mean? It's epic. I recollect I've been indebted, selected to be a soldier, and I'm betted the heavenly calling on all of my brethren. These demons been doing the most. So we holding the post to the heavenly host. Turn these serial killers to cinnamon toast.
Yeah, prophets on the corner and we came to say today. Scoffers gonna test and we gon' move them out the way. Scripts on the hip, tell them heathens fix their face. Blowing up the trumpets, then the angels activate. Cause it's war time. We gon' bring the kingdom from the front lines. Asking Nazis paying for their war crimes. Clock of doom is ticking, ain't no more time. Yeah, what a throwback. If this was a movie, it's the last one. Think this is a lie, we gon' surpass that. All the enemies put them in captivity. Yeah, what a 12-pack. This kingdom, now we going past that. Let's go. Movie in my head and it's the last one. All my enemies put them in captivity.
Hey, and I want my foot on their chest. Hey, I want my foot on their neck. Hey, let them know my God the best. Hey, 12,000 times 12,000, 144K to your leg. Hey, ready to punish the heathen for all of their scheming. No dreaming, I'm screaming. We gotta get even. My anger, I'm feeding. They back gon' be bleeding. I'm reading and preaching the word till there's no breath. I witness the power of Jehovah. Now we bringing the truth straight to your doorstep. And they tried to trick us like Hotep. And they tried to burn us like Molech. As I'm pulling the scriptures, I see that they feel it. They seeing destruction and see my redemption. Hey, and Christ got plans for you. Matter of fact, let's go in the Bible. Let's see what he planned to do. Fire flames and glistening swords, a lot of chains and blistering swords. Interpretation, you know that it's sure you ain't out of this range. He ain't coming up short. 12.
Cause it's war time. We gon' bring the kingdom from the front lines. Asking Nazis paying for their war crimes. Clock of doom is ticking, ain't no more time. Yeah, what a throwback. If this was a movie, it's the last one. Think this is a lie, we gon' surpass that. All the enemies put them in captivity. Yeah, what a throwback. This kingdom, now we going past that. Movie in my head and it's the last one. All my enemies put them in captivity.
Kuwabha Shabata, Masha Panasha, Zakaha Kodeshaba, Shuwab Lahatawara, La Ayara, Kobal Haban, Kobal Haruak, YAHAWAH, Haya Salam, Lemad Mayan Hamelek, Iraya Sala, Zahadawa, Iwaparath Hagawayam, Yakau Nasayawan, Alabahadam, Alabahashim. Alabahadam, Alabahashim, Hallelujah, Barakashim, Barakashim, Hallelujah, 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 Hawalaya, 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 Alabahashim, Alabahadam, Alabahashim, Alabahadam, Alabahashim. Hallelujah. Le Kwazasapa. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak.
Kobal Hawa. Hallelujah.
Babylon is falling, no more time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, no more time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, no more time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, heartily believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah Ba'ashem, Mashem like Yahushai, who really knows Yahawah as God, who really knows Yahushai as Jesus, Hamashiach will be the Christ, and all praises to the Most High, man, coming back at you through the Spirit. Most High willing, he blessed this lesson. Who's seeing it live, or who's going to see it recorded. All praises to the Most High, man, if it can touch whoever, and all praises and glory be to Yahweh. So I know you see the title of the lesson. Are you serving the God on the other side of the flood? Or are you serving Yahweh in the burning bush? Right? All praises to the Most High. So without further ado, let's get at it, man. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let's get it. And our first precept will come from Joshua chapter 24, the mighty book of Joshua chapter 24. And we're going to start at the 14th and 15th verse. So let me get these letters a little bit bigger. This book of Joshua chapter 24, verse 14. And it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth. Right? So how do you serve the Most High in truth? Right? Real quick. Book of 1 John chapter 5. I'm sorry, it's like Psalms chapter 119. And verse 142. Right? And it reads, single mightiest chapter in the Bible, man. And it reads, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Right? 151. Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commandments are truth. So the laws and the commandments are truth. So when it says, and now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, right? That means righteously and in truth. And put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt. So Joshua is literally referencing the same God that was on the other side of the flood is also the same God that we worshiped in Egypt. It says, and serve ye Yahweh. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom you will serve. So he's telling you, you need to choose right now who you're going to serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But far as me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. Because he's literally letting you know that, hey, he's going to serve Yahweh. Man. So I got a quick precept, right? Right? Hey, because all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High, man. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 24, real quick to the Spirit. Right? Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24 to the Spirit. And it reads, no man can serve two masters. So he's literally letting you know that you can't serve two powers. You can't serve an idol and the true Father, right? The true Yahawah. It says no man can serve two masters, for either you will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahawah and Mammon. So he's literally letting you know through the Spirit, you can't serve the Most High and idols. You can't serve Yahawah and Baalim. You can't serve Yahawah and any other entity. You either got to deal with Yahawah or you dealing with all else, right? The spiritual demon Satan is what I like to tell you. So let's go to the mighty book of Exodus. Mighty books of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 1. All praise to the Most High, man. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron. So if you don't know this account, this is the account when actually we were delivered out of Egypt. We went through the Red Sea, and Moses was actually going up to get the 2 tablets from Yahawah Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? And it says, and when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, up, make us gods, which we shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. So hey, they got impatient, just like Yasharallah always do. Verse 2, and Aaron said unto them, break off the gold earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. Verse 4, and he received them in their hand, and fashioned it with a graven tool, after he had made it a molten calf. So you wondering where they get, all these nations get the idling, the worship of different like calves and cows and bulls and all these different animals, right? Right here, man. It says, and they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So real quick, we went out of the way and kind of went off, man. But that's how Yasharallah do, man. We quickly forget what brought us up, who brought us up, and who covered us, right? Who paid the price for our life, who laid down the groundwork for us to be delivered, right? Verse 5. And it says, and when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. That quickly. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Yahawah. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. Verse 7. And Yahawah said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I have commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it and have sacrificed thereunto. How quick did Israel turn from the right to the left? Went all the way off, wicked as we can be. And as we continue to go on this lesson, we're going to find out how much more wicked Israel is going to get. It says, and sacrifice thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And Yahawah said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. So the Most High literally was going to destroy Yasharallah, and he was going to make a great nation through Moses, man. But We deserved it because we were all so wicked, man. Let's go to the mighty book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 6. To the Spirit. Because, hey, man, we were always wicked, man. But let's see how continually wicked we got, man. Right? Because that's just the beginning. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 6. It says, understand, therefore, that Yahawah thy power giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people. So, hey, he's carrying on, like, and this is the second law, right? This is after we were about to get in, right? He said, remember and forget not how thou provokest Yahawah thy power to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt, until ye came into this place. Ye have been rebellious against Yahawah. So, hey, this is even to this day, Yasharala. We continue to be rebellious, man. Right? Real quick, man. I got a quick precept. Right? Just to show you how rebellious that we are, man. We're super rebellious when it comes to the Most High, man. Like we really just continue to show how wicked we are, man. Right? Is it Edris or Maccabees? Baruch, actually, Selaki Israel, to the Spirit. It's the Baruch. Chapter 2. I'm going to start at 27. It says, O Adawan, our Yahawah, our power, who has dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all thy great mercy of thine. Verse 28, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. So the Most High already knew what time it was. He knew that we were going to be stiff-necked. He knew we were going to go aside. He knew that he was going to have to rebuke us, man, and punish us, man. Right? But hey, that's how we do, man. Right? Verse 8, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 8. Says, also in Horeb, ye provoked Yahawah to wrath, so that Yahawah was angry with you to have destroyed you. Verse 9. Then I was going up unto the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which Yahawah made with you. Then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. Verse 10. And Yahawah delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of Yahawah, and on them was written according to all the words which Yahawah spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. So, hey, all praises to the Most High, man. The Most High literally, hey, he told us what we were supposed to be doing. But, hey, through the Spirit, and we were wicked, and we wouldn't listen, man. Right? We did all according to our wicked heart would do, man. So, right, through the Spirit, we're going to go to the mighty book of Genesis, chapter 6. And we're going to go to the 5th, chapter 6 and verse 5, man. Right? It's the mighty book of Genesis, chapter 6. And we're going to start at the 5th verse. And it reads, and Yahawah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Right? So, hey, through the Spirit of the Most High, he's letting us know that, hey, he saw the evil that was on the earth. And he knew, because the Most High said, I know your hearts and try the reins. So we know our thoughts, man. Right? So the Most High said he knew our thoughts, and our heart was only evil continually. Let's get a true understanding of what continually is, man.
Continually
is repeated frequently in the same way, regularly. Frequently regularly, repeatedly, recurrently, again and again, constantly, continuously, round the clock, day and night, not in day. Look at this, non-stop, endlessly, perpetually, eternally, 24/7. So, hey, look what he said. He says the imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Watch this. And it repented Yahawah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So the Most High literally said, hey, it grieved him that he made man, because how wicked we are continually, over and over again, we do this. Verse 7, it says, and Yahawah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for repented me that I have made them. Verse 8, but Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahawah. So, hey, the Most High always had that remnant. The Most High always had that person that lived righteous before him, that always did his will and continually did righteous in the eyes of the Most High according to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Righteous. Verse 11. I'll pick it up in 11, verse 2 to 13. It says, and the earth was corrupt before Yahawah, and the earth was filled with violence. And Yahawah looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And Yahawah said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So the Most High literally said he's had to destroy everybody, and he had to destroy everything, every creeping thing, every animal, every man, every woman. He had to put it to death. Why? Because we were wicked continually in the eyes of the Most High. Let's get a good precept. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 17. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 17. And it reads, for it is better if the will of Yahawah be so that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. Because the Most High literally let you know that it was only evil continually, man. Right? So, hey, I'll continue, man. I was about to pull up precept to the Spirit. Verse 18, for Mashiach also have once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to Yahawah, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit, changed by the Spirit. Verse 19, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of Yahawah waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few that is 8 souls were saved by water. And 8 is literally new beginning, right? The word literally 8 goes into new beginning, right? Right? Yes, the number 8 is often associated with new beginnings. The symbolism is rooted in various contexts, particularly in biblical references, where the number 8 signifies the start of new eras, such as the 8 people saved from Noah's flood and the resurrection of Yahushua, which represents renewal and hope. Additionally, the number 8 follows 7, which symbolizes completion, thus making the beginning of a new cycle. So normally 8 is new beginning, right? So let's go to the second book of Esdras, chapter 3. And we're going to go to verse 4. Second book of Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 3 and verse 4. It's going to be a short but sweetie, man. Through the Spirit. It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 4. And it reads, O Yahawah, who bears rule, thou spakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone and commandest the people, and gave a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe unto him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. So what is that breath of life the symbol of? Real quick through the spirit. This book of Baruch, chapter 4. We start at verse 1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of Yahawah, and the law that endure forever. All they keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Right? So when it's saying, right, because it literally says also in the book of Proverbs, right, through the spirit real quick. Book of Proverbs, chapter 4, 6 and 23. Through the spirit, let's see. It's the book of Proverbs 6 and 23. It says, for the commandment is a lamp. So a lamp is what holds the light, and the law is light. So the commandment is the lamp, and the law is light. And the reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So, hey, the commandment is a lamp, and the law gives the light, so you can see where you're going. Right? It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, and verse 5. It says, and gave us a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thy hands, and it is breathed unto him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. And thou leadest him into paradise. It says, which thou right hand had planted before ever the earth came forward. Verse 7, and unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointest death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. Right? Because, hey, once you break that commandment, right? Hey, he said what? It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, and verse 23, through the spirit. Right? It says, for the wages of sin is death. For your payment that you made of breaking the Most High laws, that your commandments, was death. It said, but the gift of Yahawah is eternal life through Yahawah Shai HaMashiach, our YAHAWAH. Right? So hey, he's literally letting you know that he gave you life when he gave you those commandments. But once you transgress that law, that life, hey, it was death. Verse 8, it said, and every people walked after their own will and did wonderful things before thee and despised thy commandments. Hey, so the Most High is literally letting you know, hey, that, hey, you did wonderful wickedness, man, when you despised that commandment. Verse 9 says, and again in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world and destroyest them. Verse 10, and it came to pass in every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. So he said, just as Adam got destroyed because he didn't listen to your commandment or stand away from that fruit that he commanded you not to eat, he said, so was that flood unto them. Verse 11 says, nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. Right? So the Most High literally used Noah to spring up that righteousness again, right? Through the seed of Noah passed on to Shem, right? So let's get up the mighty book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 1. Mighty book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1. Right? It's the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, and Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of Yahawah, even to Horeb. And the angel of Yahawah appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Hey, because that bush was actually giving them that wisdom, it's giving them that knowledge, giving them that understanding, right? So that burning bush is literally for deliverance, man, right? It's symbolic for deliverance, because he said it wasn't consumed. And it says, and Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burnt. And when Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see, Yahweh called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. And he said, draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Hey, it's set aside ground, man. Right? The Most High literally told him, hey, this ground is consecrated, man. You got to come out your shoes. Right? Just like when a priest actually was going into the tabernacle. They literally had to take off their shoes, right? And they had to respect the ground. They had to wash their feet, right? Right, real quick, man. Real quick through the Spirit. Real quick through the Spirit, man. Leviticus, I'm going to go Leviticus 21 and 10. This prayer. Salakia Yashua. Leviticus 21 and 10. To the Spirit. The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 10. It says, and he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, should not uncover his head nor rend his clothes. Right? So, hey, he had to literally have his righteous clothes on, man. And it literally goes into sanctified. So, a few more. I'm going to have to leave it right there because there's a few more, but I'm going to leave it right there for the sake of time, right? 3 and verse 5. He says, and he said, draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Verse 6, moreover, he said, I am Yahawah of thy father, Yahawah of Abraham, Yahawah of Isaac, and Yahawah of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he's afraid to look upon Yahweh. Right? And Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt. Right? So this is the Most High. This is how we're supposed to be following the Most High. Not wickedly, not being delivered, right, to be destroyed, not being delivered to worship other things, right, but actually to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, right, the one that purchased us. Says, and I surely have seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by the reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. Right, it says, verse 8, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and bring them up out of that land unto a good land, and a large unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come upon me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them, right? And it's coming now, right? Because Egypt literally just means slavery or bondage. And this is that physical day Egypt, right? Real quick through the Spirit. Right, so time is coming, man. Book of Revelation, chapter 11, and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lay in the street of the great city. This will be that great city, that great nation, which is spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, which is homosexual and slavery, which also our Adawan was crucified, right? So this place, that's that great city, man. right? It says, oppress them. Verse 10, come down therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. Right? So the Most High is literally letting us know that he's going to use Moses to deliver up out of that captivity at that time, man. So let's pick it up in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 14. Book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 14. And it reads, and it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush. Right? So hey, we trying to get to that righteous voice, man. That voice that delivered us. That voice is delivering us the commandments. The voice is delivering us the righteous instructions, right? It says, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, here I am. And Lord, YAHAWAH, and I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses and talk with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the mount of where I held him by me a long season and told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times and the end and commanded him, saying, these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. So literally the Most High literally is letting us know through the Spirit that, hey, it's some words that he opened up to his prophets, to his messengers, right, to his angels, to selected people. Some of the words, hey, he wants us to spread that thing and teach our people, build them up. Some of them things, he wants you to just hold it close and maybe spread a little bit, right? He said, but hide some of them things. Verse 7, and now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed thee, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. So he said, lay them things up in your heart. Don't tell every man. It says, for thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended. So he literally let Esdras know that, hey, when this time comes, hey, he's already did enough work, for he's going to take his spirit, he's going to lay it up with his son until that appointed time that he's going to lift all the spirit of the dead in the Most High and YAHAWAH first. Then all those that are alive is going to meet up with him at that end, according to the word. Right? Verse 10, for the world have lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. Right? Hey, and that ain't nothing different than Peter, man. When he said in Peter, he said the time will wax old, man. Right? I ain't gonna get that, but through the Spirit, I'm just gonna, forbid him, through the Spirit, man. Right? Right. Let's go to the book of mighty book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 3, and verse 12. Right, the mighty book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 3, and verse 12. And it reads, and it happened that when they had dwelt upon the earth, began to multiply, and had gotten many children, and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Right? So hey, we know this is after the flood, man. After the Most High allowed Noah's seed and his children to repopulate the earth, hey, we began to be more wicked than the first generations, man. Right? Verse 13. Now, when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. So, hey, the Most High, once again, he starts to begin to, choose a righteous line, man. Right? Like I said, he went from Noah to Shem, from Shem to Eber, and all that line. And then now he's calling upon Abraham and his seed. Verse 14. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. Right? And what is the will? Right, real quick through this. Right, real quick. It's the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, and verse 1. Furthermore, when thou beseech, I'm going to start at verse 2. For you know what commandments we gave you by the YAHAWAH. For this, the commandments, is the will of Yahweh, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication. That's your cleansing, man. Right? So real quick, going back to 2nd Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 12. Where it says, and it happened that when thou dwelt upon the earth, began to multiply. And I'll start off. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 12. And it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply and had gotten them many children and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Verse 13. And when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Salakia. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showed thy will. Right? The commandments. Verse 15. And madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him thou wouldest never forsake his seed. Verse 16. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and to Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great nation. Verse 17. And it came to pass that when thou leadest his seed out of Egypt, thou broughtest them up to the Mount Sinai. So, it's letting you know that through the Spirit of the Most High, right? That the Most High, he literally said that, he led Jacob's seed line. He didn't lead everybody out of Egypt, only Jacob's seed line, man, through this power spirit of YAHAWAH. So let's pick up in the 2nd book of Esdras, chapter 14. We're going to pick it up at the 13th verse. Right? And it reads, now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Verse 14. Let go from thy mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man, and put off now the weak nature. So the Most High is letting us know that we got to live in our spiritual man, our strength, man, not our wicked flesh that will let us down time and time and time again. Right? Verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done thereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. Much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right now, that's when you're getting in the changing of kind. Right? You're getting in doctrines everywhere. You're getting in all kind of wickedry, man. Everything that's contrary to the scriptures. Right? And it reads, and it says, for thy time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Right? So he's getting into, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get wicked, man. But through the power spirit of YAHAWAH, he gave our brother Esdras, you know what I'm saying, the things that he should do. So let's pick up the last precept in Ephesians chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse 10, man. Because the Most High give us strict instructions on how we can overcome this wicked situation, man. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 10. And it says, finally, my brother, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh. So he told you, to be protected, right? You got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh, not pieces, not just the helmet for your head, not just the girt for your back if they want to slice through you, not just the girdle if they want to kind of kick you, not just the shin guard, so that way if they just want to kick you. No, he said all the armor, the whole armor of Yahweh. It says that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. I repeat, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, right? Against the spiritual realm. It says, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, right? That ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about you with truth. You know what that truth is, right? I brought it out earlier, man. Real quick. Break this down real quick, man. The Spirit. He said, leave no table unturned. Book of Psalms, chapter 119, and verse 142. And it reads, thy righteousness is everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So literally that truth that he wants you to gird your loins with, right? That's the law. And it said having the breastplate of righteousness. And that goes back to what he just said. Thy righteousness in everlasting righteousness, but for righteousness' sake I go to. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 172. Thy tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. So thy commandments would be that breastplate of righteousness. And it said, and thy feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Right? Because it literally says the Prince of Peace, man. Right, real quick. Right, real quick. Right, Isaiah 9 and 6, real quick. Isaiah 9 and 6 to the Spirit, real quick. As I begin to land this plane. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 6. It says, for unto us is a child born, and to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And what is that? Real quick. It's the book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahawah, and the Word was Yahweh. And the same was in the beginning with Yahweh. Right? So, hey, it was the Word, man. That Word is the Prince of Peace. Right? Which goes back to the commandments. And it says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked, man. Right? And what is that fiery darts? Through the Spirit. Right? Deuteronomy 33. Deuteronomy 33, man. Through the Spirit. So Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 2 says, and he said, Yahawah shall come, Yahawah came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. Right? So it says the fiery darts of the wicked will quench all the fiery darts. How? With the fiery law. You will quench the darts or the ways of the wicked. It says, and take the helmet of salvation, right? What is that salvation? Go quick through the Spirit, man. Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. It says, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I might have eternal life? So this lawyer came and asked YAHAWAH, he said, hey man, what good thing shall I do if I can get to the kingdom of heaven? He said unto him, why callest thou me good? There's none good but one, that is YAHAWAH. But if thou wilt enter into life, if you go that law, that eternal life, keep the commandments. So it says that salvation is keeping the commandments. It says, and the sword of the Spirit, right? What's that Spirit he's talking about? It's the book of St. John. Chapter 7 to the Spirit. And is it Romans? The book of Romans. The book of Romans, chapter 7. The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, son of sin. So it says, and the sword of the Spirit. That's the law. We know the Bible is the sword. It's the law of the Spirit, which is the word of YAHAWAH. So that is that full garment, man. Right? And it says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. And that word right there, perseverance, is the key, real quick.
Perseverance.
So perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Persistence, tenacity, determination. Make it a little bit. Resolve, resolution, resoluteness, staying power, purposeful, patience, endurance. Real quick. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 1. My son, when thou come to serve YAHAWAH, prepare thy soul from temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Constantly endure. Perseverance, endurance, application, diligence, right? Dedication, commitment, right? So we get the picture. It says, thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, and for me that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. Right? Giving all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, by Hashem, Mashiach, YAHAWAH. I pray through the Spirit that the Most High bless this lesson and bless the hearers that actually are seeking the Most High in spirit and in truth to get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All praises to the Most High. And with that being said, I love you, Yasharala. Giving honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. I came to establish the law through the Spirit of the Most High. And with that being said, Shalom.